No, it's already all the way to down.
No way. That's not zoomed down. Oh, do that one then. Ooh, depends.
You think so, or what if I just don't lock it?
Or if I go on the other side of you.
No, what
If
if
you need to screen them.
what if I don't lock it and
Right.
leave it? And you guys stay in that frame and the camera won't move?
Okay, doing that thing.
Okay.
Does that track?
Everyone can see us? There you go. Okay.
You want this-
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
everything was on there too.
yeah.
So-
Okay.
All right, welcome everyone. Everybody, so, we're here because we're gonna do this series and we're gonna drill into your head until it figures out.
Yes. We'll do it, and we will do it.
Okay, we'll do it again. So, the differences in this market,
Oh, now you.
our business for the fast food, you want to adopt a growth mindset based on the reality of the market. The first thing you have to do is get real with this market. This market is going to, before you were taking orders really. And now you have to actually go find the business. We're gonna get clarity. You need to know the numbers. You need to be an expert. You need to be able to tell your clients, because they're only seeing death, doom, destruction out there, right? And you need to be able to calm your clients down and move them forward. That means you gotta know the numbers. You gotta be able to, you can't just say, trust me, it's gonna be okay. It doesn't really work, right? You're gonna have to say, this is what's happening, these are the numbers, this is what you need to do. You're gonna have to break through with script systems, skills, systems, and models. We'll talk about that as well. What skills, what systems and models you need. And you need to embrace opportunity in the market with focused action. I can tell you what I like about this market, and you can tell this, but agents are quitting in this market. There's still 55-60% of the transactions happening as we speak. And I can tell you the teams that are doing action are fine. Like we just, I don't know, I think we have 6 escrows closing.
Yeah, focus is important.
Yeah.
Even on our team, a lot of things were concealed because the market's been really good. And a shifting market, everything kind of reveals. So there's a lot of things that we're focusing on. Saying, okay, this is a waste of time. What's the core?
Yeah, so we cleaned up a lot of things, but we're gonna give you a basic roadmap on what you need to do as an individual agent to be successful in the market. So the first thing you do is get real, get right. You have to set your mind that if you are negative about this market, you're gonna show up negative to your clients.
I have different thoughts on it. That John is right, but I'm kind of the simple. Everyone has to realize and come to peace with and embrace the fact that you have to generate leads. It's not just going to come to you. You have to say, I have to be scheduled. I've got to generate leads, and there are multiple different ways to do it. And I have to work on, as John says, the scripts.
Yeah. All right. So let's do a temperature. What's happening in the market right now? Anyone know? What's happening in the market right now? Does anyone watch the numbers? Brian, so what do you think is happening? What's happening? What is happening in November?
Well, November's been the slowest sales closed in like over 2 decades. There's fewer, obviously, units that are being sold due to the rates going up. So buyers are getting priced out, and homes prices are still expensive. So affordability isn't there unless people buy.
Anyone else feeling the same thing? Do you have your buyers complaining about things? Are they saying it's too expensive, the rate's too high, I don't want to buy, the market's gonna crash? How does this make you feel? How you feeling? Anyone? Who's feeling good? Who's scared a little bit? You look good. It's scary.
It's scary telling yourself, I've got to get real again. I've got to get back to where
Yeah, I gotta get really good, yeah.
It's like, it's also, oh boy, that's exciting. It is, but it still takes getting over it.
I think that's why it's so good to be a new agent. So I'm like, this is all I know, so.
That's what I started at.
Yeah, that's why I had no fear, because I started in 2008, it was like, boom, I was like, oh, that.
Even though I know that, Dawn is going to show the numbers that show a great decline in sales. But I'm thinking to myself, there's still a lot of sales.
Yeah.
Okay. And not only are there a lot of sales, if you're saying 2 decades, it's probably back to about 2008. Those were hard sales. These are great sales.
Oh, yeah.
That you just have to get out and find either the buyer or the seller and be a professional between the two.
Oh, I remember doing this. Oh, wait, talking like, your home value has gone down 30%, we got a price at 40%, because it's
Yeah.
going down so fast, you're not gonna sell. it.
And they don't have the equity,
Yeah.
they never qualify for the funds. And this is a good market, it's just, it's cleaning us up a bit.
And I just, yeah, I want to relieve that here, we went through the last, that was nasty, it was nasty. And this is nothing compared to that, this is actually, I'm excited for this market, because it will reduce the amount of agents, and then it makes competition a lot easier. So many agents already checked out for Christmas and holidays already, and that's why this is picked up. Because agents are reducing, so.
And then the other thing is, yeah, there are gonna be a lot of agents that choose to leave the industry, or you become what your choice is right now. If you choose to embrace, you're gonna do well. If you choose not to, you won't do well. Most of us are gonna make it through, so why not all of us? It's all about our choice.
And I agree, that's very good. And I tell people, the agents that make it through the shift, they make a choice.
Yes,
They literally make a choice, not gonna say, you're gonna get right, get your mindset right, you have to make a choice, you're gonna say, I'm gonna make it in this market, and if you make that choice. It'll show up with your clients, it'll show up in your presentation, if you wanna go skill based, because you're gonna say, I'm gonna do what it takes to make it. And either you don't, and that's why I said, I laugh, I got in that way, but I remember, I said, why did I like, well, I just came in and I was gonna make it, like, I was gonna make this work no matter what, I don't care what anybody said. I literally half my office quit, I remember, 6 months ago, July 1, and then half the office left the industry.
so in 1992, which none of you will remember, when I started, okay, we were closing bases in Sacramento. There was nothing good going on, and I came up and didn't know anybody. Brand new to the area. All I knew is to get out, I had to make a choice, I lead generated.
I did massively generate.
Yes.
So, let's talk about that. This is a great quote, we are no longer able to change the situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. And I just want to quote out there, because there is nothing you can do about the economy. There's nothing you can do about the Fed, there's nothing you can do about rates, there's nothing. If you are stressing about that, you're putting energy toward things that you can't control. I'm gonna say, if there's one lesson you want to learn in life, for your personal life and for your businesses, don't stress about things you can't control, right? And you can't control the market, all you can control is how you respond to them, right? So, okay. This is what I'm talking about, you need to get, entrepreneurial, you're talking about, you need to get, okay with lead generation.
Yes.
And the way you get okay with lead generation is you need to focus, you need multiple systems, and then you'll have the growth. But I want to show you this. This is the classic you'll see. If you're entrepreneurial, that means you just show up. You're who you are. And you're just doing your thing. You're doing it. You get up in the morning, you get up and you do your thing you are. You're a real estate agent and you're going to do your transactions. Unfortunately, because the market is shifting, some of what was working in your DNA is not going to work now. And most of it's around lead generation. So if you were last year, you could probably mildly lead generate and get decent results, right? And this year you can't. So okay.
This is something I was reading, 'cause I reread the Shift book, because I think it's a really good time to. And if there are this many sales and you put in this much effort to it, it's acceptable. That, when the sales shrink, that same effort is going to give you completely unacceptable results. So to maintain your market share, you have to put in extra effort.
Yeah, and we'll see if the market's 45% down. If you want the same amount of sales, what do you have to do?
Double your lead.
Yeah.
We had a bunch of closings.
Oh, yeah. So I want you to know this, and you may feel this, so let's talk about this. Let's put you in this market. You're the entrepreneur. You see the market, your results are going down, your sales are slowing down, and you have disappointment. Right? Resignation. How many are questioning whether I can do this job, this career for me? Right.
Everything every day.
Yeah. Wow, I get in the right time. Am I good enough for this? Can I handle this? But they've gone in, I'd say, skills based. Can I learn these skills? Do I even have these skills? So you get in a resignation mode. And then you look for manufacturers. And I call this circle in the brain, right? That's when you're saying, like, it's not me, it's the brokerage. They're not stuff enough for me. And so I need to go find someone else I'm gonna have someone do I'm gonna put up shiny things on Facebook so that I get more leads because that's what people. And then you go greener pastures and then the cycle continues. And you can see this not only in real estate, but in other parts of your life. I could point to agents that have done this.
Yeah.
Repeatedly. But if you think about your life and you constantly tried to achieve something and you went through this cycle and you keep hitting this ceiling and because your DNA as it is now, it's not a knock on you, it is keeping you at a ceiling, and we all have a ceiling. The only way you consistently break out that ceiling is focus, model systems, and then you break. You get in habits. And so I know a lot of you are feeling this. And if you're not, then you're probably lying to yourself. So you're probably feeling this. This is where you need to be.
All I can say is, I don't know, a lot of you I don't know real well, but John will tell you, or a lot of people do know me, I'm not an entrepreneur. You know, I'm not that, I don't use my personality to generate business.
And I've been on this appointment, he does. So.
Yeah, I do. It's all about the one thing I can control, following models, systems.
Focus, working on the model over
Great. It's controlling what I can, that John said, can control. Then every night I go home, I feel good. I did what I was supposed to do.
And that's why I say you want to stop feeling this cycle in your life. What happens is this will make you feel good. Even if you don't have any appointments from your work that day, you will feel good about your work because you'll always have momentum.
Oh, you know, you got to show. Remember that thing where you start doing it and nothing's happening.
Oh, I don't have that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's more like a hockey stick.
Yes.
Yeah. And you'll see it. This actually doesn't go up. It kind of goes up exponentially, actually. So,
Yeah. And you start off, well, nothing's happening. And then if you stick to it, and it's not gonna take 3 weeks, it's gonna take 3 months. All of a sudden,
right, you go through it. So purposeful, you need to be purposeful in this market. These are agents that are not going to make it through this cycle. They're not going to make it. These are agents that are going to. Okay.
I stole it.
Okay.
Can you go over?
Yeah. Do you believe you can thrive in this market?
yes.
Ah, I like that. Why? Okay. How about anyone else? Do you think you can thrive in this market? Thrive. I didn't say survive. I said thrive. Why?
Then I don't worry about that. Hoping you guys are worried about. I've been in business for many years before this, and do this in different.
Yeah.
So I know that we'll come out of it, and I know that if you stick to it, you're gonna come out of it better.
You do, that's it.
Yeah. You come out on the backside.
You maintain, even if you just maintain who you're doing, that's a market share growth.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden we come out of it and you really are rewarded before people realize it got good again.
Yeah, and that was kind of my thinking, because a lot of agents will get out of that process,
Yes.
and then the market gets back, and the agents don't get back in yet. So you have this, there's this
Nice
crazy-
window.
nice window. And literally, I can tell you, 08, 09, 10, I did like the same amount,
Yeah.
transactions, 30, essentially, and then 11, 12, 13 started
Yeah.
coming, and then it went 50, 60, 70s, because you know how many people come and say, I use my agent, but he's no longer in the business.
Right.
I'm calling you, right? So,
I've not had a doctor. And last time I had a doctor, they always have. Basically, you have to show up like you say, not of showing up.
I always have this thing I always ask myself, it's like, okay, you work for a sales organization and they're paying you. Would they keep you or lay you off or fire you?
Lou, they're paying you to sit there and make calls.
Yeah.
Would you get fired? Would you get fired?
Right. It's a good question to ask.
Yeah.
Is it, it's your business.
Okay, so the mental shift, you can't control the market, you can't control your outlook and response to the market. The market doesn't determine success, you simply determine your strategy. Become your sphere's local real estate expert, right? You need to hunker down on your people. And I want to point this out. We had our record, I think, last year, it was 6.4 million in sales. They're expecting maybe 2023 may be dire, it might be even half, like 3.6 million sales in the United States next year. But it's irrelevant to you as a local agent. Your goals, if your goal is less than 3.6 million transactions,
They're out there.
you're okay.
Yes, I mean,
So you say 3.6?
Yeah, 20% is okay. And we'll talk about it. What?
You say 3.6?
3.6
Nationwide.
Nationwide. 3.6 million, well, it was about 6.4 or something like that, 6.47, I forget, in the height, it was 2021 and 22. Next year, they think it's gonna hit somewhere around between 3.6 and 4 million, so almost a 50% decline. Transactions, but that's okay, and that's what I say, I would take Sacramento, even if we did a 50% decline in Sacramento, I guarantee none of you in this room have a goal that's higher than the amount of transactions that are gonna happen in Sacramento. None of you. Not even close, you didn't even touch it. You're lucky your goal is 0.1% of the total sales that are gonna happen next year. So that's why I want you to understand. Don't worry about it, your local is here, right? If you just focus on what you need to do, you can achieve any goal. I just want to put this out there. Here's where we are, housing market right now. This just came out. This, kind of the cycle, plateauing, slowing, falling, bottom, recovering, growing. Okay, Sacramento's over here. We're sort of leading the market, one, because we're California, and also because we're one of the ones that appreciated the most during COVID and that expansion because of the Bay Area influence here. So you can see we're already in the falling market, right? We're seeing prices drop, right? We're seeing less volume and less transactions. So we're on that. It'll probably, most people are projecting will bottom out in 2023. That will be the bottom. And then we'll start entering recovery. Most is projecting in 2020. So you gotta see this market. This is the definition of it. So we're falling, flatter, declining prices, capital investing, housing industry shrinking, right? Low volumes and good affordability, distressed capital investing. So we're heading toward here. Low volumes and good affordability, distressed capital investing. So what does that mean? Where do I need to focus? What? Get ready to buy homes. Investors are going to come in the market, right? And I can tell you already, investors are showing the market. We have a transaction right now with investors, right? So investors are coming back in the market. Low volumes and good affordability. This is awesome because why? Your buyers get right. Your buyers are going to come back. We actually got we sell listings, but we super buyer heavy because all the buyers are going to come back, right? And so think about this: how does capital not investing falling? We need this. This is making us healthy again, right?
We really do.
It was really unhealthy. 2022, 21 was really unhealthy. So I just want you to know, and I tell people this: the cheese is moving in real estate. You have to adjust with the market, and the type of buyers that are going to be looking, the type of sellers that are going to be selling are going to move, right? So this, this is from Ryan Lundquist. I want you to know that line up there is a median home price, Sacramento. The black line is 2022. The orange line is 2021, and then you see here. We have gone back to 2021 pricing. And actually started leveling out a little bit. So everyone's like, dire, everything's horrible. Literally, we've lost what we gained from January 1st, 2022 to now. I want you to know that means the only appreciation we lost in this market so far has been what we gained in this year. And then that means that means the pricing is at 2021 price levels. Which I don't know for those of you who are around in 2021, we're pretty crazy to begin with, right?
Working with a seller, it's still a great value.
Yeah.
You want these values?
Yeah, I know.
If you're working with a buyer, yeah, the rates are different, but you want to go in against 20 other people and pay $50,000 over and have no contingencies and take all the seller problems?
Yeah, you're wishing it gets down here. Well, that means rates are back down and there's 2 million buyers and you're bidding it back up again, right? And you can outbid again, right? So it's never going to be the perfect market for that, right? So just this is good for your seller. Say it's not disastrous. We lost the extra froth on the market that was 2022, and frankly, we needed to lose that froth, right? So,
and John said that being the economist of your sphere, it's like know that the numbers are still blank homes selling in our community.
Yeah.
You can sell, or obviously people are buying, you know.
And the reason I'm telling you this is, you guys are an intern, like, the reason I read Brian, I'll show you where you need to go, but you need to, as in this market, you need to watch the numbers. Every month I'm looking at the numbers. I'm reading Brian Leftwich blog. You need to look at these things because you need to go. Literally, when we do care calls to our database, we're saying, hey, I know you're getting, there's a lot of fear being put out there right now. Would you like to talk about it? Because it's not as bad as they say in the real estate market. Let me show you the numbers. I'm happy to sit down with you for 15 minutes on Zoom. We can, you know, especially if you have any plans you want to do stuff. Right. And people take you up on that because as long as your market, and then you become their source. They stop listening to the noise and you become the expert. And if you do that, they become super loyal to you. Right. So, as Brian was saying, if you look at that line, 2022 November, this is 2007, which was started the pandemic. It's one of the lowest months of volume in the history of, well, not history, but in the last few decades since we've been tracking these stats in Sacramento. One of them. So it is slowing down. The volume is slowing down. Part of it is seasonality. Part of it is because we're getting winter. Part of it is because of but did you have a good November?
Yeah.
That's.
Yes, exactly right. So that's your local business, your business itself is irrelevant in what the market is. And even at the lowest lowest volume in 2 decades, the people that worked were fine, right? So know your local trends. You know trends and MetroList go to trends. Every month they update the trends. So in your MetroList to go in there, there'll be trends. You need to go into trends every month, usually around, they'll update it around the 3rd, 4th, 5th. And you need to go look at the trends. That will tell you how many houses are selling, how many listings came on. And then if you work in a particular market like Natomas, you gotta look at those stats. Right? Pull the zip codes for Natomas, not my yeah, put it up there so you can see the stats. So you know, and print those out and put those up. So when you talk to people, you can talk. There were, you know, this many listings sold last month. Those sayings are going to make people feel trusted. Study the trends at least once a month. Sacramento Place a blog is Brian Lundquist. He's a local appraiser. You should be following his blog as well. I think he's on Instagram too. So
He's very, very good.
the good part is he takes the trends numbers and he really takes them in a dive deep on us. So those other graphs, he really dive deep. They tell the story of the market. If you can get on his blog, it's good. Those things will tell you stories. What he says is what you should be saying to sellers and buyers, right? So you need to follow his blog. That's how you become a local expert. You don't have to be an expert economist. You just got to know what to say. Right? So, all right. Control your inputs in your mind. Don't focus on the news. Focus on gratitude, real numbers, and healthy relationships. Like I want you now. Being positive in this market is going to be very important. And if you're if you're watching the news all the time, I mean, I can watch the news, but it's like straight negative all day long, right? It's horrible stuff, right? And you're gonna think the world's just dying or something, right? So, you know, focus on gratitude, focus on real numbers, like we're talking about. That'll give you ease, right? So, all right. Next step, if you got your mindset right. Now we got to find the motivated people. How do we find these 55% of buyers and sellers that are still working?
Generation.
You must be more rigorous in lead generation than ever before, more so than anyone else. In fact, now is the time to shift your lead generation activity to the highest gear possible. I can tell you, your team I know has, and my team has. We have oriented everything. We've cut everything else that wasn't lead generation, even my ops team, and everything is oriented for lead generation now. And it looked like 80% of what my ops team does is lead generation oriented, like trying to generate.
And the other thing is, when you look around, there's a lot of different ways to lead generate. So I am geographic and referral. A lot of people don't want to knock doors. That's okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
You don't do it because you won't like it.
I won't like it.
You're all calling your sphere.
Yeah.
That's great. You know, Parm is a phenomenal internet business.
Andre does cold calling.
Cold calling. It's fine what you're comfortable with. You'll embrace and dive deep. But you'll have to do more of it than you thought. There's a lot of ways to generate.
But any effort you do is going to be a way if you're talking to a lot of people. You just got to talk to a lot. And you're probably going to have to talk to more people than you do. Right? Lead generation is the context market with simple rules, connect with people through prospecting marketing. I would eliminate marketing unless you really have the money to do it. You wanna be more prospecting based, which is the high labor, low cost, right? Door knocking, open houses. Okay. Once you meet your new leads, you either do business with them immediately or you don't. Either way, once you have to put them in your database to stay in touch. Most agents, they're transactional based, so they meet someone. If they're not like that, they just kind of drop them. How many of you are guilty of that?
They called me and they wanna buy a $1.5 million house and they want me to refer them 3.5 billionaire area. I mean, that was just because I kept in touch with her. I called her like every 2 months to meet again.
And I'm gonna say this, and you wanna stay in touch with them, and this market's gonna be good. Most people, because they're gonna have a lot of fear in the market, are gonna take a while of you talking to them over time before they kind of get feeling good about the market enough to make a move. If you're hoping to find one and dones, it's gonna be very rare in this market. Most of the people need to get over some mental hurdles to get to a buying or selling point, unless they have a dramatic need to move right now, right? There are some people that have dramatic needs to move right now, we'll talk about that, but you need to be good at lead generation and lead follow-up. You gotta be able to nurture these people.
Yeah. You gotta talk to people, or when they have that need,
Yeah,
they won't be thinking about you.
that's the real problem, is you don't know when they really have that need.
Yeah.
And unless you're talking to them constantly, they'll forget you and go with someone else, right? Leader in your market, how confident are you that you can find enough leads to meet your goals in this market? Show of hands. Who thinks you can do? You are confident. I want confidence that you can find enough leads to meet your goals for 2023. 50% confident. Not a happy answer. What do you think that's changed how you are looking for leads? More follow-up?
Not
That's
necessarily
picking on what? What do you mean?
what they're looking for or where they are at in the entire cycle, like, are they ready right now?
Oh, so you're just saying I'm trying to find only the people that want to do it right now, right?
No, like,
And then I'm
just because-
gonna take everyone else off, right? You're like, I'm doing open house and I only want to do it right now, right? Yeah, you obviously want to take that anyways, right? But you gotta have both. The thing was in the last market, you had more of those. Now it's the opposite.
If somebody does need to do something, speed matters.
Speed matters.
Yeah.
Speed does. And I tell that to all our clients. We say, hey, we'll go as fast as you want to go, and we'll go as slow as you want to go. This is your process. But if you go fast, if you tell us to go fast, we'll go fast, right? And they like that ability to move fast, right? So I want you to think about, what do you think has to change and how you are looking for leads? We have some people said less picky. We have lead follow-up. Anyone? Follow-up. Anyone else?
Even on our team, looked at all the things we did, and we got rid of, it's called AdWords, which they retarget you when you go on site. Get rid of it. We got rid of something else. And it's getting back to, where does our little business come from? Sphere, geographic. Should we be going door to door when we just sold something in the neighborhood?
Yeah.
Thinking more about that sort of stuff. And getting rid of the fluff.
Yeah, that's what we did. We got rid of a lot of fluff. We do a lot of open houses on my team, so we're saying, how do we make open houses for less? Before you open houses, people just walk in. Now we're like, okay, 50 doors knock, 150 flyers drop on every open house, no matter
How many
what.
signs you?
How many signs? 20 signs minimum on those things. Right?
How many hours you gonna do? Used to be 2, and maybe you should do 4 now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and then we're like, we're gonna be super methodical on the 2-week follow after. Okay, so those are the things. There's more for staff can help you and things like that, right? But you need to be super methodical on how you do it.
And when you're doing an open house, okay, if somebody's not there, because there are fewer people coming through, what should you be doing with that time? Is that a good time to be making calls to Sphere?
I have a lot of people like, I only got 3 people. We were sitting there for 3 hours.
Yeah.
What'd you do? Just stand around?
If they need it, but
Yeah.
it's like you're getting more.
And that's why people is like, if you do an open house right now, Yeah, you got 4 people, and people are like, oh, there's less people, I'm like, no, there's more real people. Cause the only person that's gonna go around in December, cold weather with high rates and show up at open houses. The people like, look at, like, I need a home, right, so I really want a home, so if you don't recognize that. I'm super excited, because like, oh, that's less people, I'm happy because. We have more real people.
And it seems like there are more real people out there right now.
I really like it, yeah, we talk to people that are super real.
Yeah, even our listings are getting, offers on 3 different listings this weekend, so there are buyers out there, they're real, they're looking, you just wanna, get them away.
I got 4 offers in my house. And that's like in this market and it's sold like quickly. To that price.
We actually, we have a buyer we bid on, there's giving us 4 offers. 4 offers on the top.
Last weekend.
Yeah, 4 offers, yes, right, so the buyer's there, trust me, because if you're not having them, if you're not looking, and you're not doing the weekend follow. I'm gonna say this, and I was talking about this. You need to time block. This is your focus. You gotta know the 80-20 principle, so you know that 20% of what you do gets 80% of your results. And we all know here, I don't want to beat it of course, but lead generation is the most important thing you should be doing, and it'll give you 80% of the money you're gonna earn. And honestly, you could cut out. You don't even have to worry about this one. If you don't just worry about this, you're fine. That's all you have to worry about is your 20%. Literally on our team, we structured how much we're calling, how many contacts we're making, how many appointments we set, right? And literally we're setting those goals daily. And daily. Because you should be doing lead generation, 80-20 principle. We know that's the most important. To grow, let grow, let go. Now we're there with your personal actions, your people, your systems. Once we focus on the 20% that matters, there is no time or money in doing the 80%, just let it go. And that's when he's talking about letting go of AdWords and all that stuff. AdWords was generating some leads, but it's not worth it. Not worth it because it's only generating a small part of his results, right? Get rid of the fluff, figure out what you're really doing in your business, where your leads are coming from, and go on that 110%.
And the other thing is, it was a little easier for me because I door knocked. So I literally would leave my house and pull into a neighborhood at 8:30, get out of the car. So not a lot was gonna distract me. Now, a lot of people do it next to their computer, emails are coming in, etc. You have to avoid distractions. It has to be real. It has to be real. It's gotta be something that you will not let anything penetrate it. You're in the middle of a transaction, you're not gonna do the home inspection at 9:30 if that's when you're supposed to be doing your lead generation.
Literally, we changed things on my team because Rich would come in the office and Rich is a social. And even having Taylor and Vegas in the office, we get him distracted, right? So we actually made an office at his house and said, do lead in there. And so he does better there because no one's distracting you. You gotta create a way to make the habits. If you get distracted, you don't like habits, create what you need, create the bunker around what you need to not be distracted. This is the seller's market. We were in this market. A little bit of lead generating, a lot of servicing of leads. This is the buyer's market. And if you can't wrap your head around this, you're gonna struggle. Block your time. You need to go to your one thing. And I'm gonna say this right now. Time blocking is one of the most important habits you can learn. This is the one habit you can learn that will save you through this shit, is if you can time block. You can time block your lead generation, lead follow-up, and stick to it, you will have, that will free you. You wanna get to where Mike is, or I am, or all these other big agents are, they do this super well. They do the lead gen and they know how to do it. So you need to understand that you need to time block your thing. And in this market, you should probably do your whole morning dedicated to lead generation. Literally through the shift, I did that. I came in at 8 a.m. Well, I dropped off my kids. I came in at 8:30. From 8:45, with my team, I did. This is when I was doing those days, and I would do script practice with my team. Or at 9 o'clock, we would call from 9 to. My team was regularly doing 70.
John was calling. I was knocking. There's other things, it's not like you have to grab a phone book and call. It could be just, that's the time you're reaching out to your sphere.
And you can even switch. I was doing a lot of Zillow leads, I was internet lead based heavy. I made the conscious motion switch, and our team, we went straight. I stopped marketing anything, no Zillow, no nothing, okay, any of it. Now I went straight database. And I switched the whole, it took a little bit of time, but that's, but until, oh yeah. It's much more common. Yeah, it's much more common, yeah. Cause I'm getting, even if I'm working at a high level, I was pushing 3 to 1, 4 to 1, 5 to 1, all the ratio was Zillow. When you do your database in open house, it's just like 20 to 1, 90 to 1. It's like ridiculous on the return you get on that. So it was moving to a more profitable way. And honestly, as an individual agent, the easier part is you can do calls to your database, you can 36 touch your database, you can do open houses.
You can write letters.
You can write letters. Like all the things that we're just doing at a higher level. Like we're doing more of it than you are. We're doing the same thing that you are. We're just doing. Now, if you can get this time blocked over time, consistency over time is what it is. If you do, I don't care if you call for 3 hours and don't get anything. If you do that every day, you'll blow this. So you'll be a negative.
It's so funny to say that. It's the thing I keep telling my team is I've been through this before. It's a numbers game.
Great numbers.
Numbers.
Those numbers are important. It's just things.
Now I should more numbers.
Yeah. Okay, you gotta get to self-mastery, and this is one thing I talk about habits. If you want to get to high level real estate, you want to thrive in this market, you gotta understand that it's you. It's basically, right? You're the difference. And if you're sole agent in your business, then it is you. How you show up, what you do, the habits you do, is gonna make a difference. And you need to start focusing on being a self-master, which means I stick to my time block. I'm gonna develop the time block. I'm gonna stick to lead generation. I'm gonna learn scripts and skills. You need to be able to do that. Whatever lead generation you're gonna do, you need to self-master that. And that's hard. How many of you wish you exercised more? How many of you wish you could lose a few pounds? Those are all choices. Those are choices, right? Literally, you could change choices for 30 days and then change everything on that. Literally by choice. Right? And that's just that's called self-mastery. That's saying, I'm gonna make choices for the priorities that I want in life, right? So, all right.
You said you go in and out.
Oh yeah, so you're never gonna be perfect sometimes. I mean, COVID, you take it for a while, right? And then take it back, right? So,
There's not a call with it was a national call with the president of Keller Williams. And he said something like, you're gonna get what you deserve out of this market. You do what you're supposed to do, you're gonna get what you deserve, which is gonna be awesome. If you choose not to, what you deserve may not be as good. It's all choices.
and the people
That's exciting.
The people that's excited is I know what I choose every day. I want my goals. Are you gonna choose the same things? Are you gonna choose to do the choices and activities you need to do every day to be successful, right? And that's a little bit different. The difference when I told it's a choice, literally it's a choice. And this is the choices. Are you gonna do the lead gen? Right? It's contact a lot of people, script practice, hold to your schedule. Honestly, if you do those things, you're gonna have a great 2020. Honestly. And honestly, that's the difference with 80-20. Honestly, I felt one time I had an agent, this was years back, but he's like, why can't you struggling in this 6 months ahead and deal? It's like, I want to know, how do these big guys? I said, oh, okay, come to the office at 8:30. 8:30, yeah, that's early. I have to wait for it. So yeah, get up early. Just indulge me. I want you to come to the office. I'll bring coffee. So he comes in. We're just sitting, literally. Well, this is the whole one. So sat in the lobby. I said, he's like, what are we doing? It's just saying. And so, like, well, that's not true. His team comes in. Hey, how's it going? Good morning. Farms team, obviously. Yeah, all the teams come in. And then you see them come in and they're just going to be, start talking. They just go in their office and start reading. I said, what happened? I was like, they just showed you what it means to be Maggie. Because I can go here at 9 o'clock and the only people in the office are the negatives. And there's a reason why is that? Because they made the choice to be so. That's a little bit different. All right. Opportunity is missed, but most people, opportunity is missed by most people because it's dressed in overalls and looks like work. That's bad. So I think most of you are daunted by this because it looks like work. And I think you maybe gone into real estate thinking like, oh, maybe this is gonna be.
Yeah, do you think why did people get into real estate?
Because they watch HGTV.
They don't want a boss.
They don't wanna buy. But a lot of this looks like work, and unless you can wrap your head around that. Unless you're excited about that, you gotta be excited about that. Like, you're excited about this, is like, I can take market share, I can drive in 2022, but everyone is. Right? How awesome is that? You're going this way, everything's. That feels like, it's awesome. So, alright, one thing you need to get very good at is your database. And I wanna show this, you need to systemize your lead generation involved, is the most important you can do. This is the lead generational MRA, lead capture. Your database, leads come in, you form relationships, you strengthen relationships, you try to convert them, and then come back as contacts, right? Makes sense. This is how it should be running on your team or your individual. If you don't think of it this way, you need to start thinking of your business this way. Okay, so let's talk about that. So you need to get to the table, or I said get in the door. Right? I told my agent, no matter what you do, your objective is to get in the door. Get in the door. If you get in the door, you're gonna win. So you need to capture, connect, and convert clients. We're gonna talk about that. So it's very important that you qualify your leads in this market.
You need to know their why.
They gotta be ready, able, ready, and willing. I've seen so many agents working with, they're missing something on this, and they're working with their clients, trying to get them into contract or move forward, and they're spending an inordinate amount of time trying to move people forward that are motivated. So when you talk to someone and they're not wanting to set an appointment, or they're not offering on your homes, and they're just not offering on homes, and you're wasting time on it, you need to ask yourself, are they able, ready, and willing? You should be asking yourself anyways, but you really should be doing it now, because you need real people. You need to qualify them already, able and willing. What is able? That means they can go through the transaction, they are pre-approved to buy, and they can afford to sell now. Right now. Not 6 months from now. Right now. They have a reason for motivation to move now. You said why? Do they have a big enough why that they're going to overcome interest rates? Are they going to big enough why to sell a little bit lower than market to be competitive, right? Are they going to do those things because they have a strong why to move? Right? And are they agreeable to doing what it takes to move now? Are they willing to take that lower price? Are they willing to have that payment? Right? You need to qualify your people on this. And honestly, we have an ABC list on our team. And I every week we go over and I tell Rich, if they're on A, they have to have this. If they're not on A, we're pushing them back because we're not spending time on that much. I mean, they'll get a weekly call into that, but they're not getting our love that week because they're not ready with A to go. What? No, not for you. No, good for you. So, that's it for you. Yeah, so we do A, B, C, and it's A is literally like this. A is we think they're now. They're selling, they're buying, they're ready to go. We even do 30 days. Like if they're looking now, they have to be now our clients. Like either they get pre-approved right now, or they're listing, or the listing's coming up. That's the only time like they're now. Like, and that's how, and then that gives you predictability. Think about if you know who in your A's, and now you know you're getting paid next month. These are the people who are going to pay you next month.
Know that they're waiting for schools to start or end.
Yeah,
Put them out there.
we'll put them out there. So then we do out there like 30 to 90 days. We say, okay, they're out there because they're waiting for something. Usually they're missing one of these. Usually they have like 1 or 2 of them, so they're still kind of real, but they're missing one of these, right? Maybe, like you said, maybe they're waiting for school. So they have a reason to move. Maybe they're able to move, they're willing to do it, but they want to wait till those kids get out of school, right? So they're not ready right now. So they're able and willing, but not ready, right? And so you need to be able to qualify and put people in different categories.
You probably can't change that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So a lot of agents spend a lot of time looking to try and change people's motivation. I say, don't do that. You can move people a little bit with better information, right? You're an expert, but if you try that, I've tried this in my business where they lack motivation, so I put my back and I just push them through. And guess what happens? We get a contract and then we cancel. Okay. Right? I'm like, oh, that was so much. I put so much energy and time in it, and they can't. Why? Because they so don't force people. What you need is if you're running out of these, if you're A's, if you look at your client list right now in your pipeline and you say, I don't have anyone here, you're not doing enough lead generation. Literally. If you don't have enough people in A, so I do A, B's are, and C's are 90 days or more. And we test the C's once a month, we test the B's once a week, we test the A's every day.
And this is a great time to be talking to people. All it is.
So let's, the views are the ones that we're gonna do something when we get these.
Usually they're 30 to 90 days out, so
The
the B's, and then the C's are usually 90 plus days out. And literally we run drills, so literally I say, hey, we don't have enough A's, okay, who's in the B's? And I'll go to my team and say, okay, what's their reason, what are they missing? And they're like, well, they wanna wait till the kids get out of school. Well, what would be a good argument for them to move right now, even though the kids don't want to go to school? Right, and then we say that, okay, say that message, then text that to them, or call them and say that, right? And so we go through what message can each of these people give that might move them forward. Right, and it says, and then they'll go, okay, I think we can move that person, that more, that's in turn A right now. Think about if you had that kind of predictability, is there lead generation there, is there lead follow? So if you have ABC, it's lead follow, so those. All right, the 6 D's to motivate the sales, these are people who are gonna sell. The good part is, we know 50-60% of the market sells no matter what, because they have to sell or move. They're debt, divorce, dependence, downsizing, deployment, or moving out of the area, dividends. So we got investors, are we moving to an investor market? Debt, are there probate sales going on? Yeah, actually, I bought a house that's out, look at that. Divorce, or divorce is still happening. Are they happening? Realize we don't like each other, fix them. We have a sell by right now because the house rent is too small and they have 2 kids and they want space, right? Kids space, right? Downsizing, are we getting that?
Yeah, we've got one in escrow that she's going into assisted living.
Yeah, I did too. The investment home I bought was moved into this, it's kind of. Deployment, right? Moving out of there. How many people are saying I'm moving to a red state? I'm going to Texas, I'm going to Florida, I'm going to Idaho, right? Dividends. So just know these things happen despite the market. Despite the market. That's why we're not worried, because we know people's motivations. This is our survey of home buyers and home sellers, and so we're gonna get into this. Sellers, 63% of found their agent through referral from a friend or neighbor about to use an agent they've worked with before they buy or sell. 63% of listings. 63, the majority of listings that happen in this market, that's happen because they either knew the agent or were referred to that agent by a trusted benefit. I want to note that if you're like, man, I wish I was like. It's your relationships. It's literally your relationships. Literally the people in your phone. That means you're not talking to them. Basically, because the market says 63% happen because of people you know. Literally. So if you don't have listings, you're not talking to people. Here. 80% of research contact with only one agent they work with. You talk about speed. Get in the freaking door because 4 out of 5 sellers only interview one agent. So guess what? You got an 80% batting average no matter what. You just have to show up. Literally, you can follow through and still probably get the listing 80% of the time. What? Don't do that. Don't do that because you can push it up to 95. But I just want you to know the first one in the door wins. On listings, what?
If they know you.
They know you, right? They don't interview you. I'll tell you, 80% of people, 4 out of 5 sellers use only one agent. And 87% they would definitely are probably 12% recommend the agent for the future. So most agents are doing a good job. And then you can use it again, you can get referrals. If I call my database, I'm likely to get listing. And if I just show up at the door of the first, I'm likely to get the listing. And if I just do a halfway decent job, they'll give me referrals for more buyers and sellers.
It takes time. As soon as, when Taylor and I started working together, it's like, okay. Right now, you're getting sales, but what you're gonna start finding is the more sales that you do, all of a sudden, these people are gonna start referring you. And now, they're already reselling their houses. So it takes time, but the first thing you need is to have sales, and that's why you need a lead generator.
And we always say, if you want sellers, you need to call your database. Alright, buyers, 38% use an agent who was referred to them by a friend, 12% use an agent they worked with in the past. In terms of other agents acquiring a specific party found online. You notice, they even go down to the percentage that found them on social media. They didn't say that. I don't know, I didn't put it, it was so low.
Yeah.
So if you think you're gonna post on social media and you're gonna get leads, guess what? They're not even above 10% on our market of how they found their agent. The vast majority, 40%, either knew the agent or had referred by a friend to the agent or knew the agent worked with the agent or worked with the agent. And then 10% were found with online leads. So if you're gonna spend a lot of money, because you're getting calls right now, I'm sure. You're getting all calls. Are you not getting calls? Same calls? Like, I got listings for you, 30% referral free, right? You're hunting, you're spending money for 10% of the buyer market.
I'll bet today it's even less.
Oh, yeah, that's probably 5% of the buyer market. Does that make sense? So don't spend the money, go where the cheese is. The cheese is selling, you should go. If you call your database, you're likely gonna get 63% of the sellers. And if you call your database, you're probably gonna get 50% of the buyers. Shocking. And this is the best part. 87 of the buyers would use their agent again or recommend their agent to others. But on both these, 89%, 87% would use their agent again. Do you know how many actually, I didn't put it in, but do you know how many actually reuse their agent?
Here's the hard part, they would use 89%. The agents don't stay in touch and they forget who their agent was.
On the buy side, 89% would, only 13% actually do use their agent that they help them buy. Because they didn't stay in touch. Same with sellers, it drops dramatically. It's not so in sellers because people who do listings a lot of tend to be more consistent. So listings was about 40% use the same thing, but this was 13%. The 89 said they would use their agent again, 13% actually do, because they can't find them lost now. So this tells you we need to lead generate to our database. And we need to follow up. Even after they close. Scripts, so you should have scripts and online you should have scripts. Like this, on. You look at this, there are objections. You get an objection that interest rates are too high. Thank you, Tom, I appreciate that. How many people are waiting for the market to crash? I'm waiting for prices to buy at bottom out. How many people say that to you? Okay, I'm gonna say, I want a deal. I'm waiting for I want a smoking deal. I'm waiting for the right time. How many sellers say, selling expectations around showings? How many want to motivate sellers? Right, we are showing to buy. Determining motivation. Who needs help determining motivation, right? Willing, able, and ready, right? How many, if you want to call cold buyer leads, why sell now? Does anyone want to talk about why you should sell right now? The sellers say, ever ask you why should I sell? Do you need an answer to that? It's called scripts. Price improvements is showing. Price improvement. Do you need to talk to your sellers to reduce their list price? How do you do that? Right. Price improvements with listings with no showing. So what do you need to say when there's actually showings happening with you on offer? Why would you have no showings and no offers? Those for listening. So I want you guys to think five these that you feel is most applicable to your current business. I want you to pair up and practice one, and the other person on one be the buyer seller, the other person be and then switch, and the other person then pick what your script you like. We need to practice scripts.
The reason it's so important to practice is if it sounds like you're just reading it, it's not going to be effective. It's gotta be internalized.
How many of you have seen me do a recruiting appointment? Can you say the same? I can sleepwalk
John
through
will
my.
tell you what he's gonna say about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? Because it's
And
scripted.
what goes on that side of the
Yeah,
office?
like I'm scripted, right? So I just want you to know, like, you don't think I practice scripts, but like, I've learned over the years, I need to get a good script and I modify, I worked it because I literally had to create the script because I was like, how do I walk this office? How do I tell people what they need to know? What words have the best impact for people, right? So you got that script up. So pair up, find a pair, pick one thing and give them the, and then go find or score, give them the objection and pair up. Let's do it. Give them that. You're online, practice one.
Or you can see a lot of interviews out there right now.
Yeah. I'm that, you're that. So. You're the black. Minus that. How do you do that? How do you do that?
So. Your name, yeah, your location. I don't know about this market right now, honestly, though, guys, the interest rates are high right now, and that's why, I'm not seeing, where I feel like, prices are high. I don't know.
Yeah, so this is stuff you can practice.
Okay, what do y'all
Let's do some fast.
Okay, let's talk about this.
You think of the gist of what this is, you realize why they're saying this, why they're saying this. Talking to people.
Yeah, no, I get that.
like the politicians that come here virus right now is serious, right? So that I use that every several minutes, right? So but you wanna talk to people, what I do is like do a video or do follow up, I'll say, hey, let's talk about our.
No, you're doing it. You're doing it. I think I do not like
That I do not, I give them, they wanna change
Let's switch.
There's somebody about the kid, and I said, okay, great, and I was like, yeah, I'll give you the home, was better than this? I was saying, that's all I hope. I saw my house, and
She's definitely like.
yeah, so no, but I really want the relationship. I know that's a really, I want the relationship. And I put it in, they get, now they get my 36 text, now they're getting text, email, I think anybody can sell something, right? They can sell something. We're talking about that something. Okay, guys, should be wrapping up here soon, 1 minute, wrapping up. You'll get the slide. You'll get the slide, I'll just have it set down.
So what I do is this. Is do my bio. And lock in an array. So you know, that's one thing I would say.
Okay, let's wrap it up. Please remind yourselves again, end the conversation.
And what they shall.
Mr. James, let's wrap it up. That's it. Obviously,
I'll try to get it there.
Hard conversation.
But that's a good one. That's a really, that's a.
Okay, who looked through this book and found helpful scripts that you need to use to talk with your leads and clients? Now, do you think that top agents practice scripts?
Yeah.
Do you think Tom Brady, when he's thrown for all his career, practices throws all the time? I remember I heard the story of Peyton Manning when it was a tape. He said, I'm gonna take this whole off season and I'm gonna practice, you know, they do handoffs. The guys handing off to the quarterback, they don't hand off, but sometimes they do a play action fake where they fake their handing off the quarterback and then actually throw. But he said, like, if it doesn't look like it's real, like every time, if it doesn't look exactly like when I hand it off to the quarterback, then the defense is gonna know I'm not actually handing it off, that I'm gonna throw, if it doesn't look exactly the same, so I'm gonna take the whole off season. And I'm gonna practice handoffs that are fake handoffs, but make them look exactly like I normally hand it off. Think about that.
Did anybody talk to each other and it not sound very natural?
Yeah, that's when you need to work on it. Now, I know some of you are like, yeah, I kind of say that anyways, or I kind of do that anyways, but you gotta realize the intentionality around these scripts. Every script in here is called, I guarantee it's gonna be a if you're actually doing list expires, you're gonna have these conversations. I guarantee it.
Sold over 3,000 houses. There aren't that many objections. Yeah, the same one.
The same one, how long you do the same ones, right?
Same ones. You just have to know an answer to the same question.
That's what I'm saying, like on open houses, I think there's 3, maybe 4 objections you're gonna have it. 98% of buyers that walk in that door. If you know the exact response, you're gonna have better conversion rate because you're gonna be actually listening to them, because you're not worried about what they're gonna throw at you, because you're ready to know. You just have to internalize that. That's why agents like Mike and I, we do more business, is because we actually talk to more people and convert. We have the same amount of 24 hours. We just, when we talk to them, we just convert at a higher rate than you do. And the reason is because we know what we're gonna say. And literally, there's like you said, 10 scripts and for the 98% of the stuff business you're gonna do, that objections you're gonna hear in the business, and you just need to know those. There's like 5 for sellers, 4 for buyers, and that's not it. Literally, all you have to do is just do it.
A good presentation overcomes most of them.
Good energy out of it.
Yes. You would, and practice is so important. Like, I remember when John and I started practicing in the beginning, John's like really smart, so he tries to talk at you before you finish your statement.
Yeah, and that's why I didn't take any offense to that, right?
I was like, okay, well, let him finish, then go, because he has the right answer. So sometimes you can have the right answer, but you're interjecting at the wrong time.
And you guys don't know this, sometimes I talk too fast. So, I do, yeah, so I had to learn when they talk slow, I gotta slow my talk down, right? And so just know those things are all important to converting. All the converting, right? Like I said, you hear me walk and say the same things, because I know that's the maximum rate of conversion if I say those things right there.
So finding a partner, even if you do it on the phone, anyway, it's just very important to practice with somebody else.
Practice with your spouse, that's also. So you're like,
Oh, I do that.
trust me, I didn't know what that was the oldest. My son, it's like, I'm like. It's the first time I was saying, it was like, that doesn't look, I was like, okay. Yeah. It all matters, right? How you show up, literally. That's when you go, we talk to E to P, right? When you go out and talk to someone, you're just being entrepreneurial. But if you actually practice, look in the mirror, change your stances, change how you look, bring more energy, now you're being purposeful. And that's the difference between people who really know how to do it. Because they're doing everything they can to make a maximum conversion. And subtle is the subtle difference. Practice. All right, I put this in there, you will get the slides, but just so you know, you need to close. Ella was talking to us, she said, I don't like to ask for the business.
You really into the bus.
I threw Ella under the bus, that's okay, I threw Ella under the bus. She throws me in the bus.
Yeah.
We ran over to many kind of stuff. But I have all these different closes, and you notice some are like, these sentences, they're not really like super pushy. You know, so, but you need to close. I found a lot of agents, they go through the whole discussion, they have good friends and everything at the house. Man, we had a 45-minute discussion. I was like, well, are they doing anything? Like, no. Did you get there in person? Close. Close.
Yeah, he's like, with my buddy, we're gonna sell the house. All of a sudden, we're sitting down on the couch, watching a football game, having a beer. I knew I lost the listing.
That's fine.
And he didn't lose it.
You'll get this in slides, you'll want to practice closes. The good part is I put all the types of closes on here. So find a couple, I recommend 2 or 3 that fit your personality. Okay, there's some in here that are direct, like Mike and I are direct closes, right? But some of you want to be more.
This is the save the day person. Cause the camera froze. Save the
Okay.
day.
Again, this is the fun part. We're gonna get right, your action shift. You're gonna get right for this market, okay? You do action. And we already know from the NAR buyers and sellers where most of the buyers and sellers. Are you gonna find them?
In your phone.
In your phone. Literally 50% of buyers and 70% of sellers come from your sphere, right? So honestly, if you just double down on your sphere.
How many people do you have in your spirits?
201.
Exactly, so
Yes, sir.
KWR, because everyone connected big data, they did this study. And they found out agents that had 201, 200, more than 200 contacts in their command, and they were 36 touching them, they capped,
This is nationwide.
despite the market.
So the average,
And everyone.
the average income of somebody with 201 people in their sphere was $117,000.
Which is in most,
Which,
KWs is enough to cap.
well, if you think about it, in most of the country, the home prices are so much less than they are here.
Ours is gonna be like 200,000. The thing about it, 117 there, but ours is only 107, I guarantee you get.
Correct.
Usually if you're capping at that level, it's 107, 108,000. So think about that. 200 in your database, 36 touching it, you will cap. That's it. You don't do anything more. Anything more, you will do enough transactions cap. Well, you do, I've already made you do more, but you don't have to do more. And you cap. Who would like to have a database that produces enough referrals for them that they cap every year and have to do no extra work on it?
So you have to regenerate to get that database out.
So there are 3 protocols, so you have to connect, so. This is what MREA recommends you do, a 36 touch for people you know. A 19 connect for people you don't know, so you should be talking, if you get a lead and they're at an open house, I'm like, we're thinking about buying, maybe in 6 months, a year, or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Can't get them to lock them down, that's fine, you put them on a 19 connect to get to know them. But once you know them, you put them on 36 touch.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is the 19 connecting command as well?
Yes. On the very top level of KW. Plans are in there, so. And then you do one high value touch to cement them, usually that's an event, a meeting, something like that, an appointment, right? Alright, so. Yeah.
36 touches that. Complete?
No, we're going to. We're actually gonna make it super easy. So, we told you about 36 touch, you'll cap, you'll have over $100,000 in income just from your database. We built 3 levels. We are building 3 levels of through command of 36 touch for you. So that you don't have to actually do anything. Just get it.
What John and I were talking about, it's like I have a touch system. It was probably 26, 27 maybe. John had one. And it's like, okay, let's each of our teams really come down to what ours is, keep it simple, and give people choices. You could just, mine's in there, John's is in there. You could take one of them, the combination, and then John has ideas on how to make it implement it.
So, alright. So this is gonna be for people who don't have money in right now, you're a new agent, don't want to spend a whole bunch of money. There's a no cost touch free plan. Free. For 12 real estate emails, 12 personal auto texts, and these texts will be written in common language that we will provide for you. You won't edit them if you want to, but we'll provide scripted texts for you. This is the part you have to do, 4 calls. Now that, remember I said 201 contacts, 36 touch, $100,000, right? It goes dramatically down if you don't do the 4 calls. It goes down to like 20,000.
The office has created 2 events to make 2 of them super easy.
Yeah, so it's super easy because we have 2 events already for you, you don't have to do it. Right, so if
Is that just inviting them? It's not if they show up, right?
No, it's just inviting, so,
Here, that's you would like to, but they remember the invite, the contact.
yeah, so when we call on events, we don't even talk about real estate, we just say, hey, you get our invite. This event, call. Even if they don't show up afterwards, the people that show up say, hey, it was great seeing you, and then we ask them about real estate, why? Because they think that had a great time, now they feel like, I really love this person, I wanna help them, right? And then we call people that did show up and say, hey, we missed you about it, by the way, and ask them, because we did invite them. Ask for something at the front end, we ask it for the back. Ask it back. So we do these events to help you make your calls easier. What if your quarterly call for the third quarter was talking about the trunk or treat event, and your after call for the fourth quarter was telling people about this, and happy holidays and missed you about the event, right? And the shred day is in the spring. So what if your first quarter call was about your shred day, and your after one, literally you can structure it. The reason we do these events at the time is so that you can structure around 36. So this one only has emails, texts, holiday emails, and 2 events and 4 quarterly calls. If we set it up, the system will do it all for you. Literally put that person on the smart plan, and it will do it all for you. Automatic. Is that easy?
It's very quiet.
Very, people are excited about that. I'm excited about that.
They said, they said,
So, and if you, out here, you'll have your DTD two. This is how you make quarterly calls. See by last name by week. The week 1, you're gonna call A and W, group here. Right. So the first week of January, you should be calling your A's and W's. And it's really easy, you go in your command, you order by name, last name, and you go to the A's. You call them.
Or you can create tags.
Or you can tag if you want to, or you go to the W's, already tag. Make sense? This is my version, you have 12 real estate emails, oh, what's up down there, it looks like this. 12 real estate emails, 8 personal texts, 4 quarterly calls, 6 holiday, I mail a lot, 6 holiday cards, 4 quarterly newsletter emails, 2 shred day. 2. We mail through command, so our mailings are through command. We make do it. So I do cards, and I do more mail cards and more and newsletters, so mine is a little more expensive. Because I actually pay for mailing. I will say we don't pay for mailing for everyone. I have 8,000 people in my database. We have a VIP 300. That's the people that go on this version, only those 300. The rest of them go on the cheaper. I don't want to spend money to them because they're not that good. Right? So, yeah.
Are you saying every single person in my contact should be on that first one?
Yes.
Yes,
Really?
every single one.
Got it.
And guess what? If there's 201 of more of them getting that, and you're quarterly calling, you're likely going to make 100,000. I can't make it more simple. than we can. So think about this, every 200 contacts you have, you're gonna make 100,000 more. So if you get 401 in there, you're probably gonna make 200,000.
How do you overcome contacts that you just don't remember? You call them and ask them, who are you?
yeah, why are you?
Hey, you're in my phone and I don't know who you are. My name's John Bernard, and blah, 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 blah. How do I know you? And I'm like, John.
Yeah.
Sometimes like, I don't know, I'm going.
Sometimes I also look at Facebook, I do LinkedIn, I do Instagram to see if I can find them.
Yeah, but then if you don't, you call them anyway.
Absolutely.
What are they gonna do?
Well, I'm like, is there a script for people that you don't know?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Check
That's
it.
what it says.
Say hi.
They say, I don't know you.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I'm calling you because you're in my cell phone and I don't know who you are. And then they try to, it's like, I'm trying to figure out how they know you, right? They like they try to figure
Also with the DTD too, the way they set this up, it makes it kind of even the amount of calls we make every week. If you just set it up as a quarterly, you just kind of dump people in there, you may have more in one quarter than other quarters. The way this is set up, it evens it out with the last names, so they kind of put popular last names
names.
together with little known last names, so it makes it a little bit easier, so it's
The
like
balance is good.
10-15 calls a week.
And then what's the note?
Oh, for this, sorry, this is the whole smart plan that someone is doing, texting, Facebook messaging, note card, that's what they do.
Is that like the handwritten letters?
Yeah, handwritten note card. You don't have to go down there.
Services,
Yeah.
go to.
And they do letters and text, and so you don't have to, this is another way that someone put their 36 touch on a grid, how they do it by letters. So this is someone manually, this is without a smart plan, they're randomly going through and I'm gonna text 8 people. I'm gonna email these people, I'm gonna go social media and do these people, right? So that's someone manually doing it, we're gonna automate it. But you can manually do 36 touch, you can do that no cost, 36 touch. You're saying you can literally go, okay, every month I'm gonna do a email campaign to all my. Every month, or I'm gonna set them all up on things, I'm gonna do a text to everyone and do a text to my dad, it's sure.
What's the difference between a letter
A note card is nothing. So, yeah. I'm gonna tell you something that goes along on this, you put too much thought into it. You really put too much thought into it, and it puts you in stagnation that you won't actually go through. And I'm gonna tell you, stop, we're gonna do workshops, right?
Every quarter.
So we're gonna do workshops. That you are going to go to where we will literally put this. We will bring your laptop, we will actually do it with you. We'll say, look at your 201 people in, say, follow this order, and we put the smart plans on them so that they're getting this system.
It's like, I like things simple, always been simple, so the next one is our teams.
Yeah.
And it just tells you what you do in January. So the first thing is, okay, how many calls do we want? So, we want 4, okay, when should they be? Well, we wanna make sure we call them for the thread. Constant contact, you can probably do that in command, it's just an email that go out, ours is like a postcard, but it actually goes through an email. We put everybody in our database on the neighborhood nurture. So every month, they're getting a value of where they live. Anniversary cards, that's like a cost item. And then text.
And on our team, we do birthday, if we have the birthday
Yeah.
anniversaries, we'll do those cards. So it's not rocket science, these are 2 things that we do, even Michael's different than our team, right? But this is one that we'll prepare that's no cost. If you wanna start getting higher results than that, getting high level return for your database, you will need to add a mailing component to that. Because text and emails get very noisy. Right, in our world today, so if you wanna break through that noise, usually by mailing is a little bit better than that, so if you do a few mailings. And a couple of events, it tends to break through that, right? So we do 4 quarterly mailings plus the card mailing, so that they get something every quarter, right? But it costs more, it does cost, that's why it's restricted mailing to 300 and do cheap on it.
Yeah. And the one we do is not very costly.
I don't know when the workshop is, you'll hear it soon.
Yeah, we'll, me and Kayla are getting together, we're going to do these every quarter, we just need to. Figure out how, what part of the quarter you're gonna do.
So we're gonna make a smart plan for 2023 that you'll need to implement before January 1. So we're gonna have a workshop before January 1 that you can come in and like, if you want help doing this, we'll do it for you. Right, so. I wanna, any questions about 36 sessions? What? I wanna say this, the hardest thing about 36 is consistency. You just have to do it.
Areas where I have my need.
Yeah, and that's part of the workshop also, you need to have some data integrity on this thing, so. What's that mean is when we upload it, you're gonna be missing emails and there's a lot of physical addresses, you'll need physical addresses. You can't do the neighborhood address without the physical.
Correct, and we're going through everything is designed, so January 1, that's just plug. I mean, you look at you, we gotta get this.
Yeah, so a lot of times your first quarterly calls are fixing missing information in like, I'm missing your physical address. Hey, you have 2 kids, right? Like, you know, every time we do a fire consult or listing out, we're asking about kids, we're asking about birthdays, right? Because we like filling it all in so that way birthday cards go out, the home anniversary cards go out, all that.
We used to load our data, we used to have something called Boomtown. And so we got a lot of leads in there that don't know who they are, so we were trying to just clean that out. So you say,
Yes,
yeah, that base is all integrity, people that we know.
My team takes one day a week and we call, we just clean out. It's like, you don't know who they are, where they came from, sure you have open houses from way back when, right? We just clean them out, so we call and say, try to find out the real, try to fix the issue. I do want to have you guys end with an action plan. Honestly, if you don't have a 36 touch in place for 2023, one of your action plans is you need to have it done. You just have to have it done. If you're working on mindset, if this is something we talked about, mindset, gratitude, E2P, commit to self-mastery, those are all that's all parts of 6 personal perspectives. You want to look that up, there's videos on that. Accountability groups. We will start, I will be along with the ALC Career Development Committee, who Rich is chair, not myself, will be running that committee. Will be we're making it different this year, we're making an accountability group. So literally you will sign a covenant. We will sign a covenant on what we will provide to you. You will sign a covenant that you will track your numbers, you will do 36 touch, you will do ETDQ, you will do these things, and we will help you reach your goal person.
You can be on that committee as a person.
You just be on the committee, and if you sign up on that committee, then you're in the group. You gotta be willing to sign the covenant, come to do the accountability checks, turn in your numbers. We're gonna build it for you. So like, if you really want high level accountability, you need someone that holds you accountable, we will hold you accountable. But you gotta sign the covenant to do that, and we will do that for you. And it's free. We'll just do it this on the committee. Yeah, we'll have that announcement at the January 1st meeting, and when we do the ALC meetings. So, but we're gonna say here, sign the covenant, you have to do this. And
The
we're gonna do it.
workshop should be coming up.
Yeah, we should finalize it.
Me and Kayla are talking tomorrow, we're gonna make sure we talk about that, because I'm going on vacation at the end of the month, so we have to figure it out.
Yeah, I'll try to get one workshop before the end of this year, or in a week or two, in a week. And then we'll do a lot more. But it's gonna be hard on Zoom because we can't triage you.
Yeah, you're going to have to bring a device with you.
Because you're gonna have to do it in your command. The only way you can really help you is if you have your command.
If you don't bring a device, I am not gonna stop it. We get a lot of people.
Yeah, we do have Taylor and a few others in here that can help triage things, but like, it's gonna be like a workshop. It's not gonna be us preaching, it's gonna be more like do this next.
It's gonna be noisy.
Put this and this and this, no, there must work on this stuff.
We're gonna do it every quarter.
Oh.
This first one is just,
Yes, we're trying to speed it up, so. If your skills and habits are not good, local economics, understanding your market stats, time blocking, script practice. These are skills and habits, you should be working on these things daily. System laws, put your contacts in the command, 36 touch, ETD2, trainings, we're gonna have the workshop with Vince. Tomorrow at 2 p.m., Rich and I are teaching 401 accountability. We use 401s on our team to do accountability. If you're gonna be on that committee, we're gonna ask you to do a 411 and turn it in weekly. Because hire people who live intentionally entrepreneurially. Luckily, Mike is just so great, he just did it. He's always intentional. Mike is an intentional kind of guy. So he's very intentional, I'm very good. But if you want to get super intentional, you gotta have systems and models around you to work. I'd love to see you tomorrow at this training. We will tell you how to build one, how does it work, how it's gonna help you hold yourself accountable to what you want to achieve. And then next week on the 13th of December, shift into overthrive. KWI is doing a tour around the country. They're bringing their top experts in, and we are getting, it's gonna be about shifting and command as well. It's gonna be a deeper level discussion than we have now, because it's a little longer. But they're having that on December 13th in Concord. It's gonna be a great training. A lot of us are driving down, so if you want to come.
it's free,
And
and
it's
you're gonna
free.
do lunch at the end.
Yeah,
Free food.
it is at once.
It ends at 1, yes.
It 12 to 1.
Oh,
So really, it's like you go
I
and
think you're gonna have a presenter who talks about their actual business.
yeah, it's gonna be talking about it, not just gonna, it's gonna be how you thrive in this market with command as your business and command do.
Yeah, it's not a how-to, so don't go there thinking they're gonna tell you step by step, it's not a how.
Yeah, so we're trying to bring the how to. Like the workshop, like, do this, put this on there, right, all this.
And if you wanna go, let me know, I have the event right, you must register before you get in. Then let me know.
Okay, does everyone have their action plan? Get ready for 2023. Or do the notifications. What's that? You're working on this. Alright, any ahas from this? Thoughts? Was this helpful?
That was great.
We will repeat this, we'll refine this and repeat this as we go forward, but just so you know, we're gonna sound like a broken record because there's only one way to do this.
Yeah, a lot of you are newer to the business, and we just wanna be a resource to really push you through this next time, let you know, it's okay, we're all doing it together. Embrace it.
So you can do it yourself, and you're part of county groups, all those things, we're gonna have all options for you, however much you want me. Alright, thank you, everyone, we appreciate your time, we got a little bit. Yeah, awesome. Yes, we will get the slides out, via email there shortly. Two. The 411 class tomorrow is 2. It's only that.
Right?